I was at the commentary yesterday, I've got to tell you this. One side, to my left here, was Jim Proudfoot. If he lets his hair grow, it goes up a little bit bushy. It's almost an afro, right? Okay. And across the aisle was Valderrama.
No way.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, and I've got a picture. I tried to do the picture where you superimpose Jim's head with Valderrama's hair behind it, you know what I mean? And Jim's had a little snap with him. He was asleep.
I played against him. That is some burnet, by the way.
It's still there. It's not as wide. It's greyed up a little bit and shrunk. Unless
so is mine, funnily enough.
Well, we didn't want to say anything, fellow. I had a couple of glances up there. I thought I got away with it, but obviously not.
Okay, let's talk about this then. So you would have been there in commentary for England, USA.
Yes.
What did you think, Stuart?
Going into the game, I thought we'd win the game. I've got to say that. I thought the performance will be slightly better with what I saw. We got taken so high against Iran with the performance and the scoreline that it left us a little bit flat. But when you put things in perspective, you know, Argentina defeated, Belgium can't get any rhythm to what they're doing. You know, Germany are in gallows football yesterday and needed a result and were desperate for a result. There's so many teams that sort of have not posted two big performances in a row. The French, you might say, have probably done that, but apart from that, outside that, I'm not seeing too much at the moment.
Is that one of the problems? Because we were talking about when we came on earlier this morning. I just think, I look at England in particular, and I wonder if it's the same with other footballing nations who have a greater expectancy to do well in tournaments. You know, do we need to just kind of bridge the gap between victory and non-victory a little bit? Because as you say, the performance against Iran was very, very good, and all of a sudden, bang, it's this, that and the next thing, and not the result England wanted against the USA. Then it's boof, doom and gloom, somewhere in the middle there.
It's always somewhere in the middle, isn't it? You know, let's be honest. And to be fair, we've put ourselves in a really good position in the group, and that's all you can ask for after two games, a win and a draw. Gareth would have learnt a lot from the squad. You know what I mean? He'd have learnt a lot this summer, I think, with some of the results, maybe performances. And once again, he's done that. Now, the real critical thing for me is he's got to pick a team, and I think he'll make a lot of changes in this game. I really do. He's got to pick a team. You know, we always say take game by game. He won't be, for me, he'll tell the outside world that he's not, and he's taking one game at a time. What he's doing is looking the next game down the line and saying what potentially is my best team, then work back, I think, and then pick a team to play Wales and be good enough to beat Wales in his mind.
So a bit of rotation.
Yes.
Who would you see coming in?
Well, my starting point as a manager would be who can I not afford to lose in the knockout stage?
Right.
Rice is one of them. Luke Shaw's another for balance, definitely. If you think Harry Kane is one of those, there's another one for a start. And then just go through the team and think, I would keep Bellingham in, because I think after the first game and the second game, him and Saka were a little bit flat. I would probably keep Bellingham in. Maguire's become pretty crucial
wasn't he?
He was outstanding.
I thought he was the best player on the pitch.
He was, no doubt about that. And the pressure the kid's been playing under.
Brilliant.
The public, the footballing public are desperate to have a dig at him and stuff. And I tell you what, to take all that on your shoulders and come out, and if it wasn't for him, I don't think we'd have kept a clean sheet.
I agree.
Honest with you.
I agree.
There was a period of time, I think they had 6 or 7 corners, right? And it was Harry every time, washing it away with his head. He made 8 clearances, double anyone else on the pitch that day. The question, I suppose, will be, and I suppose you've got a game like that will give him a lot more confidence. How will he perform? How will they all perform when the test gets a little bit harder? So, say for example, if we were to make it through to the last 16, which looks likely that we're going to do that, and then make it through to the quarterfinals where it might be France. Where do you worry about that team?
I think from the offset, can I just go back to the last point about who you'd play for? I think I'd have to try, and if I possibly could, get some football into Walker and Phillips.
Without doubt, mate.
You know, really important,
my question to you.
Yeah,
without doubt.
Do we know how Walker is?
No, but put it this way, he wasn't put on the pitch in any way, shape or form in a game that Trippier had a tough task against Pulisic, And if he was fully fit or somewhere near it, it might have been the change that I would have looked at to try and deal with that right-hand side with Robinson surging down. But, that was the situation. And what was the question again? Sorry.
I'll ask you that question in just a second. But actually, I'm going to do the same and go back to that too, because there's a clamour for Foden.
Yes, he'll start.
You want him to start, yeah.
He's going to have to start. Because you need to rotate one or two, and I think it's the right and proper thing to do. And for us to be successful, Gareth needs to go into the knockout stage with as many fully fit, with a little bit of confidence and minutes under their belt. And Phil's one that we think could set a tournament alight. I thought he'd do it 15 months ago. It didn't happen for him. He delivers more for his club than he probably does England, and we just need to unlock that little bit for England, and I think he'll definitely start against Wales.
I was talking to a few of our pundits that we have on ITV, and they were saying, look, he's world class. It doesn't matter, just put him in, get him up to speed, try and get him to the point where he is playing for England like he is for City.
Yeah, exactly. We know he's got that talent. I think you only turn into world class when you probably deliver on a world class stage, maybe, so we need to, he is young still, we need to sort of go easy with him, but he needs the minutes and he needs to start against the Welsh tomorrow.
Now the question that I was going to ask you, which is a bit forward thinking, but it's just on whether or not, from what you've seen from England so far, you feel like this is a team that can actually go deep, or if we've still got a few weaknesses.
I'm looking around the whole tournament, and there's a few teams you think, well, I would prefer to avoid them, let's say. But I think if we're playing at the best we possibly can, a high-energy game, I think not too many teams would want to face us.
100%.
So I turn it on its head and say, would you want to play us? With the talent we got and that type of thing. I think on our day, we can really cause a threat to teams.